episode 009. Oh my God, we're almost at 10 episodes.
I thought you were supposed to start with the
I'm going to the intro music, but we got to introduce everybody on the live stream. So everybody on the live stream, hold your horses while we go for the audio for the podcast. Wrong music. And I just got a notification from YouTube that we are live now. Welcome. Tonight is Wednesday, February 28th. Welcome, everybody. Episode 009. We're going to have a party for episode 010.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a winner to me. How's the audio on this thing? Anybody out there having any problems?
Yeah, if you're having problems with the audio, please let us know because we have
we have a new audio setup.
We have a new audio setup, and as you can see, we have a new video setup. So if there's problems, please let us know, and we will try to correct them while we're on the air.
If you're on my Facebook live feed right now, I've got it up just so everybody will know that the podcast is going. Where you can go over to the fan page, or you can go to the YouTube channel, The Bread. Excuse me. Actually, it's Cornbread.
The Bread.
Yeah, we need to change the name of that YouTube channel. I hate that name.
It's Bread's Kitchen.
No, the name of the YouTube channel is Cornbread.
Okay, what do you want to change it to?
The Bread, or Bread's Kitchen.
Bread's Kitchen.
The Bread.
Okay.
The.
Well, you know.
T-H-A.
Got it.
T-H-A.
Done. It'll be done tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, everybody on the live feed, you can go over right now and watch the YouTube channel, Cornbread, and the podcast is going on right now as we speak. I'm gonna leave the Facebook live feed open for a minute, and then I'm gonna sign off of here and go back over to the YouTube channel, Cornbread. So, guys, how was y'all's weekend?
Too fucking short.
Yeah, I agree. I had to work this weekend, so it's pretty terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tax season.
Yeah.
Ooh, tax season is crucial.
So I only get one day off every other weekend I only have one day off, so I'm so tired. You guys held me hostage tonight.
Hey, you should be happy to be here with us. We wanted you here. You make the podcast better. That's why I wanted you on here. You think I wanted you on here so I could screw with you and mess with you and talk bad about you, talk bad about your friends, and trying to ruin your day.
That's one of the reasons.
That's not it though. I like having you on here. And everybody I've talked to said you make the podcast better. It's boring. It's just
two guys just going back.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad that we got that on video so I can go back and watch it when my heart is sad.
Everybody on the Facebook live feed, don't you guys agree that
does your heart get sad often?
That Nicole makes
He makes my heart sad a lot.
Nicole makes the podcast better. All right, guys. Hey, there's my buddy Scene Irvin. Me and Scene actually went to school together. I gotta get that son of a bitch off here. He's got some stories.
Oh, join us with some stories. TheBreadsKitchen@gmail.com.
No, Scene, sign off.
No.
Off.
No.
We need to start having
off.
Live callers.
Do not get off.
That's our next live callers.
We can do that.
That's why we're not having live callers because of people like Scene Irvin. We can't do the old Michael Allen high school stories or anything.
Because you're old checkered fast.
Yeah, we don't want none of that stuff on here, man. It was
no funny business.
No funny bits. That wasn't funny. It's funny now looking back on it, but it wasn't funny then.
Well, give us a little taste of that.
Hell no, I'm not giving you a little taste of that. Did St. Irvin sign off on here or not?
No.
That would take up our podcast for the next eternity. If you got started on those stories.
Do not sign off.
Scene said I won't tell nothing. All right, guys. Everybody on the Facebook live feed, man, I love you guys. I'm getting off here. Go over to the YouTube channel, Cornbread or The Bread's Kitchen. It's something like that. Or you go to the Facebook fan page, The Bread, and find the link on there somewhere. Okay. And we'll see you guys on there, man. Get over because we got a great show for you. We got the biatches of the week, the mofo of the week. Yes, that stands for motherfucker. And we've got a flash. Yeah, we got a Charlotte flashback for BJJ and MMA as usual. And then we got some pretty good topics. We're going to talk about some issues in the world and some issues in the Jiu-Jitsu and BJJ community. So you guys, I'm signing off now. You guys come on over to the live podcast, and we'll see you there. Bye.
And now we're back.
Man, there's just too much of this technology stuff, and I'm so bad about it. I'm terrible.
You're getting better.
I'm trying. I can use my iPhone.
You're such a dad with technology. Like, such a dad.
I'm a what?
You're such a dad.
What are you trying to say? Well, watch it. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up.
I will not be at the gym anymore this week.
Oh, so what'd you do for this weekend? You guys can't see Nick. We kicked his ass off.
I'm here in spirit. Monitoring the board.
They can't see you at all.
They can't see. They can see the board.
They can just hear your voice.
They can hear my.
You're like
sexy voice.
You're like the voice from above.
And the voice of God. You've
Wow.
sinned. Go to church and give me $5.
Repent. Repent. Give you $5.
That's where you're gonna put it at $5.
God's hungry sometimes.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Let's try for more.
There's a couple Chick-fil-A sandwiches right there. That makes God happy.
So you want a Chick-fil-A from this guy? This guy gets grilled chicken. What kind of shit is that?
What the?
That's what he told me I could eat.
Don't start.
That's why you got kicked off of the camera.
We won't go into trying to fix Brett's diet.
Hey, okay. Yeah, you're right. My diet is pretty bad. Hey, speaking of $5, guys, you want to hear a funny story? So today I'm in kids class, and one of my kids, okay, I'm not going to name their name because I know if I was a parent, I wouldn't want anybody calling my kid's name on live camera. But it was so cute. They come up to me and they said, Professor Allen, one of my teeth fell out and their front tooth was missing. There's a big gap there, or a little gap. And the kid turned around to his mother and stuck his hand out. And they actually had their mom bring the tooth so that they could show me the tooth. And I said, that is a cute itty bitty tooth. That is so awesome. And this kid, this is how much times have changed. And this is going to feed into later on and stuff we're going to talk about. But this is how much times have changed. This kid told me with a straight face that they expected $5 for this tooth.
$5?
$5.
Holy shit.
For one, that's what the tooth goes for.
Shit.
I think I got a quarter.
Parents, millionaires, $5.
That's what I said.
What's he going to do with $5?
Hold on, wait a minute. It gets worse. Then another kid informed that kid that today is National Tooth Fairy Day.
Oh, God.
That means another $5.
Double the money. That's what the kid said. Kid said $10.
Good God.
Are they going to hold the tooth hostage?
I don't know.
Do they put it under the pillow?
Listen, man, I remember when I was a kid, this is how poor I was growing up. All I wanted for a tooth was a mustard sandwich.
Did you also walk uphill both ways and
In the
go to
snow.
school?
I did. I did.
To and from school.
To and from school. To and from school.
I'm pretty sure
With one
that
shoe.
I'm pretty sure that I got a dollar. I think I got $1.
$1?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of change,
Yeah.
we have some change that we need to give away, but no one's come to claim it.
We did. What are we up to for the awards? What is it, like $6
We
and
are
quarters?
at $6 and quarters.
$6 and quarters this week to the winners of the first award, the Mofo of the Week, which is the male Jiu-Jitsu or MMA fighter of the week.
Interesting selection this time.
Yeah, I forgot who it was. Why don't you tell us who it was, Voice of God?
I don't know who he is.
Maybe you should open your notes. It's Mr.
Stafford Hamilton.
Stafford Hamilton. Guys, if you don't know who Stafford Hamilton is, you're missing out. And this feeds into a later topic of Grappling Industries. But this past weekend, I refereed at Grappling Industries, and I had the pleasure on my mat of refereeing Stafford Hamilton's matches. Stafford trains in Concord, North Carolina, and I'm going to mess up the name of his gym, so I'm not even going to try. I want to say Elevation, but I know it's not Elevation. But it is it's the same gym, or one of the gyms. It's like a sister gym to John Shell, and it's under the Hubao Karaoke Network. And this guy, he was. I first saw Stafford when he was a brown belt.
I didn't know they had a Concord location.
Well, it's not Shell Shock. The gym is not Shell Shock, but it's the sister gym
Oh.
of Shell Shock. Man, I want to call it Elevate, Escalate, Elasticate.
By the way, you guys gave me shit last week for John Shell's seminar of which I both.
Yes,
Texted
yes,
you.
yes, we know.
And it hadn't even happened yet.
It has happened now.
And now it's happened.
It's over.
It is
Why
over.
are you still talking about it?
We
It's
told you
over.
last week it was over.
Because God's not happy right now.
Oh boy. Anyway, Stafford Hamilton was on my mat doing his absolute and his weight class divisions. And this guy's jiu-jitsu.
He's black belt.
He just got his black belt from Hobao.
Shout out.
Yeah, this guy's a beast. I mean, he's a beast. That
A
was
name like Stafford.
oh man, some of the best jiu-jitsu I've seen in this area, and I mean, I was impressed.
So how did he do?
He won. I mean, he won the absolute. I know he won his weight division in the no gi. I don't know how he did in the gi. I know he beat my buddy Cliff White from Swamp Fox from down in Florence in the gi division. I don't know how he did the rest of his matches though. I would assume just from watching him and watching the other black belts that was competing, I assume he won.
No, how was the black belt competition this?
Black belt competition was good.
Was it?
Man, listen, it was crazy. Listen, if you didn't go to Grappling Industries, and we're going to get into that later on, I don't know what in the hell's wrong with you. And no, it wasn't a perfect tournament by no means, but I tell you the one thing that was good. There was only 200 competitors there. And there was, let's see, there was Eduardo Silva,
And
Cliff
they
White.
were capped out a week and a half in advance. They
Well,
were not
hold
accepting
on.
anybody new.
Hold on, there was Cliff White, John Shell, Eduardo Silva, Stafford Hamilton, CJ Murdoch, and two other black belts that I didn't even know. There was like seven or eight black belts there.
When did John Shell get his black belt?
I want to say 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago.
No, John
That's
Shell
fair. He's
just
a
got
No, but he just got his black belt.
He was a brown belt at IBJJF.
Yeah, that's right. He just
He
got his
just
black
got
belt.
his
Where he got stolen for a knee rape.
Is
which
that
didn't
when
get called.
Stafford got his black belt at the same time?
I think so. I think they both got it, except John got his early so he could do IBJJF black belt in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but back to my point, before I was so rudely interrupted by the voice of God
Jesus.
and this little short, angry brown belt over here, there was at least 7 black belts there. And for a tournament of 200 people, that's not bad. And the competition was fierce, man. I mean, every belt class that I saw, especially when you're combining it, like the way they were doing it with those, they were doing an absolute division for each belt. And then they were doing a super absolute with all belts.
Correct.
And it was great. I mean, it was great. And Stafford he's the one that stuck out in my mind. So congratulations to Stafford Hamilton. Now we're in danger because Stafford is in Concord. So there's a chance he may come and try to collect his $6 a quarter. And if he does, he's more than welcome, man. He's earned it. I'd love
Are
look,
y'all actually adding to the stack, or there are only 4 quarters sitting around somewhere? Because I don't know that.
It was beneath the couch at one point. So
the couch is under here. Shit,
literally,
hold on.
It's not in there.
No, it ain't in there.
it's around here somewhere. We promise you we have the quarter.
We have the quarters.
Well, congratulations.
So congratulations, Stafford Hamilton.
So who won the super absolute, by the way?
The super. I thought you was gonna say the next award. You're not allowed to say that word.
I would not say that word.
I want to hear you say it.
I don't know who won all the divisions because I was on one mat. So.
What a referee.
Man.
Where were you?
Yeah, what was you doing?
I had a birthday party.
Whose birthday
for
party?
my significant other.
Oh.
Your beautiful wife.
All day?
Yeah, actually.
Oh.
That was one hell of a party
Yeah.
that I didn't get invited to though.
I ain't me
You're
either.
invited to.
I didn't get invited. That's how I'm treated here at my school. We do birthday parties and shit. I don't get invited. So, what's the next award?
What's that next award, God?
The
Hatch.
He did it.
I've been working on it.
Say
You're
that again.
practicing from a mirror.
Hatch.
I wish you guys could see him on camera right now.
You want to say it again?
Yeah, one more time.
Yes.
The
He's like lifting his shoulders up.
I was told to puff my chest out.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So I just didn't say bitch of the week.
And-
Sorry.
And
I
boom
ruined
goes
it.
dynamite.
Boom goes
Somebody
dynamite.
boo this man. Boo.
And it doesn't even mean that it's that. The different spelling has a different connotation.
Well, I'm glad you said that because we're going to get into that next. We're going to bring that. I'm going to add that to the topic list. Good.
All right.
Okay. So, tell us who won the. Say it again, Nick.
The
Nicole, tell us who won that.
Our Hotch of the week is Maggie McDowell.
Yay! The crowd goes crazy.
who was also at Grappling Industry this weekend and who also did a really phenomenal job.
Yeah, Maggie's been around for a long time. I mean, she's young, right? She's in age.
I assume.
Yeah, she looks young. So unless she's pulling one over on us, she's a young lady. And I've been watching her from afar. I've watched her compete against you. I've seen her compete against Sabrina, and she's always goes out there and puts forth her best effort. But this weekend, she really stood out. She had some stiff competition. There was some good. That was another division, the female division.
Yeah.
There was and you know better than anybody. Usually, it's tough to get them all together.
I feel like that female division really picked up apparently in that last week, because when I first checked it, because I was looking at Amanda's brackets, I was like, well, there's really nobody. I couldn't compete anyway, but I was like, well, I mean, there's like
were there any female brown belts at all?
I don't.
There was one signed up, but she didn't show up.
Yeah, I think she must have backed out. I don't think there's any, but there was those at least three purple belt females.
Yeah, which is unusual. When she was a purple belt, you couldn't get any purple belt.
Couldn't find any.
It was always her and Sabrina, and that was it.
It seems like every time you move up.
I am single-handedly responsible for the growth of women's jiu-jitsu. Single-handedly responsible.
She said it, not me. So before any damn, because I'm tired of females coming down on my ass for shit that goes on.
It's a fucking joke.
She said it. She wasn't joking.
I'm just saying, every time I get promoted, the belt below me is like
better
boom.
competition.
All is like the purple belt division at IBJJF Atlanta was fucking stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that man you never mind.
Not glad you're the voice of God. You said it was going to today.
The man you grappled from Brazil was pretty impressive.
Oh my goodness.
Look, my elbow still hurts. It's a sore subject.
You talking about great? Okay. Yeah, let's stop this conversation.
Next.
Let's stop this conversation. But anyway, congratulations to Maggie. She did a great job, phenomenal jiu-jitsu, and I just want to say, her and her coach Miles, pretty sure it's his name.
Are they? They're a Lucas.
They're Lucas LaPree. They're Lucas LaPree affiliation.
Greensboro.
Somewhere near Greensboro, somewhere in that little area. Yeah, but both of them, very underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about them. I've always said Maggie was good. Even when you was competing against her, I always said she is good jiu-jitsu. Her coach, I think he's a brown belt now. Miles, he has phenomenal jiu-jitsu, and just congratulations to both of them. Job well done. It's always good to see them. So Maggie, if you get a chance, come out to Charlotte, collect your $6 worth of quarters.
I really appreciate it, because I don't think I've ever been at an open mat or anything. Like I've never trained with her. I've only got to compete against her. Yeah, it'd be nice to train with her.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Or hopefully one day maybe we can make a trip down there to their school.
Yeah, I said when we first got here that I was gonna make a list of schools that we were allowed to go to, and I was going to make Michael and the team
sign off on
travel like to a gym every month. Once a month, we were going to travel to a different gym.
It's a pretty good idea.
And I haven't.
Well, we did.
Well, we haven't. Like,
we went to Piper's.
We have. Oh, come the fuck on.
What? We didn't go to Piper's.
That's the last time we went to Piper's. Like, I haven't been to Piper's since I got promoted.
Well, I'm not going back to Piper's until he shows some appreciation. Okay, I went to Brian Edwards' school. Brian Edwards wasn't there. I go to Piper's school. He treats me like a redheaded stepchild. I'm tired of it. And then I try to do things for both of them. I try to get them these fantastic matchups and these super fights and stuff against all this competition.
Well, Piper makes me sad because Piper never comes and sees us.
I know, and that's the other thing. They've never come here.
He's in town.
But you know what?
But I'm hoping that by us traveling to other schools and opening those relationships, that maybe more people will be encouraged.
Hey, but you guys know what? You know why Piper and Brian Edwards probably hasn't been to our school? They're probably waiting for our checkmate teammates to come to our school.
Next.
Wow.
All right, so
Do we need to pull the knife at anyone right now?
I'm just saying that's probably what
stop the bleeding.
That's probably why they haven't come over. They're probably
I
waiting.
don't think Piper wants to be in the same gym with.
Okay.
Dun.
Hey, wait a minute. Elton from Myrtle Beach did.
He was here.
He did come to our
He came
school.
here on his birthday party. He came to train.
Okay, yeah. Man, that was awesome though.
But he went to the other school and trained.
Dum 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 dum. Speaking of Elton, I will be doing a seminar March 24th at Checkmate Myrtle Beach.
Boom.
And then March 31st. Put this on your calendar if you're watching this podcast, and I really need to get advertisement out on this thing quickly. You guys, you're not going to believe this. We're going to have former IBJJF Moonjaw World Champion Emmanuel Oliveira here at Checkmate Charlotte, March the 31st, doing a seminar. And this guy weighs about 100 and nothing pounds and can roll everybody up that you know. Okay. And
what's the time on that?
That'll be March 31st.
That's the day before Easter.
That's the day before Easter.
And I'm off that day.
What time does it start?
It'll be at noon.
Noon?
12 o'clock.
Until
3 o'clock.
Boom.
I don't have to work that day. I'm excited.
It's a $50 seminar to train under a world champion who, I don't know if you guys know the history of Emmanuel, but he won the world title when or maybe he was the runner-up. He was either the runner-up or he was the world champion. But regardless, he won the world title at purple belt. And then as a brown belt, he beat the black belt world champion. And they went ahead and promoted him to black belt. And then he was the runner-up the following year. I know that for sure. And I think he won it the following year after that. I'm not correctly sure on my history, but you can look him up. He's on BJJ Heroes. And he couldn't get, he had some visa issues, so he couldn't get over here. It's
Oliveira, right?
Oliveira, yes. And he had some visa issues. He couldn't get over here to the United States. He just got here within the last year and a half, 2 years. He teaches out of Checkmate Myrtle Beach gym. He went back home to Brazil for a little bit. He's coming back here, and we're trying.
We saw him at IBJJF.
Yeah, we saw him at IBJJF. Yeah, and this guy's phenomenal. So, guys, this is a serious seminar. If you're in the Charlotte area, if you live within 100 miles of here, March 31st, you need to be here 12 o'clock noon. It's going to be phenomenal.
Get Eddie to make you a poster. So
No.
we can get some advertisement going on this.
Well, yes, you probably should, but more importantly, you should get Elton a poster. Yeah, I'm putting the ball in Elton's court on this. I'm just the messenger, man.
We will pump the shit out of this, I promise.
Yeah, so Elton needs to be making a poster?
Yes. Yeah, Elton is Emmanuel is Elton's master.
Ashley, just go ahead and make it for Elton, please.
Who?
Who is Ashley?
Isn't that Elton's wife?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, Ashley, go ahead and make the poster for Elton. Checkmate Charlotte, March 31st, noon. Emmanuel Oliveira. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, then you can beat me up whenever you catch me on the map, but it won't be March 31st because I'll be walking around, directing, pointing at people, getting everybody in the right place while Emmanuel beats up the car.
I'm excited because I went down to Checkmate Myrtle Beach and he was out of the country.
And he was out of the country, yeah.
I fucking missed him.
Oh, man, I can't wait to have this guy on the map. I'm also planning on having Jacqueline Amore and Winston Ramos up here for a couple seminar, probably in early summer. They run a Checkmate Charleston. And before IBJJF Atlanta, IBJJF Charlotte later on in the year, we'll be having Gilson Nunez here also.
Can I cash in my private that you owe me and get Jacqueline to give me that? Is it transferable?
Yes, it's transferable. It is transferable. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you a private with Jacqueline. Absolutely. If you're a female in the Charlotte area, you should probably get a private with Jacqueline. Okay. So, continuing on. Voice of God, why are you laughing? What is so funny?
He's happy to be here.
I'm happy.
Next.
I'm happy to be here.
Next subject.
Well, while we're on grappling industries, why don't we continue about that?
Okay.
Well, because that's the. Okay.
Can I have a beer?
You're skipping over
This is my podcast.
How about you walk?
Would you like a cold beer?
You know what? I told him I'm about to start making some co-host demands. You're over here behind this nice big desk with your nice comfy chair. You got me in the corner over here in this cheap ass chair. My butt hurts. I'm not comfortable.
That's a comfortable chair.
I feel
It
exposed.
did work so much better on the couch.
That is no, it does not. We're crunched up.
I can't. I don't know what to do with my legs.
Everybody's sending me messages right now on my Facebook.
Are they?
Telling me how good I look in this chair and how
Why hasn't your wife sent me one message
The captain's
this
chair.
time?
because
We must be doing good this week.
We're rolling.
Hey guys, let me tell you how one of my cousins is watching the podcast and he just wanted me to bring something up. He said he was so poor he said they were so poor when he was younger that he got an IOU note when he had a teeth pulled. That's my cousin, Rodney Mills. That's right.
That must be the Canton, North Carolina Tooth Fairy.
Yes, the Canton, North Carolina Tooth Fairy. That son of a bitch. He ditched me too a couple times. Gave him an IOU note on a tooth. I
want to know if the Tooth Fairy ever came through on the IOU.
Hell no. And you better not ask either. You get your butt busted.
Where does the Tooth Fairy in Canton live?
In the Pigeon River.
Probably in that stink ass paper mill.
Needless to say, he's got all kinds of health problems. That's why he can't get around to deliver the money for the teeth. Canton, North Carolina.
Oh, is this Rodney?
Yeah, Rodney.
The one that came down here that one time?
Yes.
Where's his ass going missing to?
He's in
He
Canton.
was coming back.
Oh, he ain't coming back. He come down and rolled that one time. He ain't been back since. Rodney, get your ass back down there and do some jiu-jitsu, man. Speaking of Canton, guys, this is no lie. When I was a little kid, I have vivid memory. Now, this is actually, before I tell the memory, let me give you something else. Canton, the paper mill in Canton, was being sued, was about to get shut down by the EPA because of the toxic chemicals that it was dumping into the Pigeon River. And it was floating downstream into Tennessee. And I can remember going with my mom and my dad to races, drag races, and them being very particular about making sure the guns were loaded, taking all kinds of precautions, because when you would cross over into Tennessee, like shit was, like kids were dying, supposedly, and having birth defects because of the stuff they said that was being dumped into that river. And so when you would come over, if your license plate said North Carolina, and you go to a drag race where, I mean, hell, they're coming to watch races and fight any damn way.
Yeah.
It was some serious shit. I remember being 6 years old, wondering why in the hell is Dad loading up the Rambo gun. I mean, he had a couple guns. Just thought I'd put that out there. I don't know. We were talking about. It's an interesting subject.
I mean, I'm not surprised that there was probably toxic chemicals in the town that you grew up in, because it explains a lot, for one.
Ooh. Voice of God. Is that legal in the podcast? Considering this is my podcast, is that legal? Is that okay? Is that acceptable?
We have to look at the rule books.
Okay.
And
we'll revisit that.
We'll revisit that.
We'll revisit.
Didn't y'all just get done saying that everybody wants me here?
We
did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what we got next? What was we talking about?
Grappling industries.
Guys, it was a great tournament. What did you think, Nicole?
Okay, so I had to work until 12 that day, so I got there about 12:30ish. But I think the only downside to grappling industries, and I mean, this is probably a money issue, and I don't blame them, I suppose, but excuse me, the gym they rented was really small, and so it was asses to elbows in there, and it was like.
That is the only complaint that I actually had.
It was real hot.
That I heard.
In some areas, like real.
Just swamp ass everywhere.
It was swamp assy.
It was swamp assy. You know, actually what's crazy.
And I couldn't imagine being like actually competing. I mean, I probably would have been dying.
I was dying refereeing.
Yeah, you were sweating profusely.
So
that's why I look so I look over at CJ and he says he thinks you're gonna have a heart attack, and I was like, yeah, he looks like.
Thank you, CJ.
So that's why I asked you if you needed a banana or something, and I think he gave you some water. You were looking pretty rough.
Oh man,
ask for a banana and you get water.
Man, well, he got water and a fucking banana.
Hold on.
He got both.
And check this out, CJ Murdoch, and I'm glad you was concerned for my health, man. But CJ's, I'm over dying of heat exhaustion. It's my first time refereeing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And fucking CJ Murdoch's giving me shit about a damn 50-50 race and a point call. And I'm like, what in the?
You probably would have done the same thing.
Oh, I've done more than he did. I'd have made a huge ordeal over it. I'd have made it, especially if my guy had lost. Oh, my God.
For sure.
Oh, I've been all in it. All in. But CJ's refed multiple times too.
Well, it's different when it's your competitor out there. I mean, you were bitching at the referee at IBJJF for the match that I won because they shit me out of 2 points, 2 or 3 points.
That's a lie.
That is not a lie.
It's like, number one, I don't argue with refs. I don't complain with the refs. I'm a upstanding.
I'm pretty
Bullshit.
sure you said the ref was looking at you like you were.
Voice of God. That's a
He
foul.
said bullshit. You said the ref was looking at you crazy because you were arguing with him about my missing points when I had already won the damn match.
Repent.
I repent. I repent. So the one thing, so the biggest thing you saw was the small venue.
It was really, I think the venue was just so small, and I think that just kind of made it a little bit miserable for people. So maybe that's, if anybody has any bad feelings about the tournament, I think it's probably more driven by the fact that they were just uncomfortable in the space. I think that if they had been in a bigger space, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I already even
Well,
complained
this was their
about it,
first
but I'm
time in
just-
North Carolina, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Well, here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Is they were scheduled to come back late last year. And Grappling Industries, just like IBJJ Charlotte, is a pre-registration tournament only. There's no registering when you get there the day of.
Right.
They cut registration off
Tuesday.
Tuesday of the tournament, and then they release the brackets and the schedule, and that's what they go by. And they don't change that for nobody, and it's a good thing because it's laid out. The downside of it is this: the first time they was going to come, no one signed up. They had like 50 people registered, so they canceled the show, and it pissed everybody off. But at the same time, I know I myself was on Facebook saying, guys, this is a pre-registration tournament.
Yes.
You have to pre-register. And everybody I talked to was like, well, I don't really know if they're going to come, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Let's just call it what it is. That's cut dicks talking. And that's bull somebody in people's ears saying they're not going to come. So nobody signed up, so they canceled the tournament. These things cost money.
I did hear someone who said they did not sign up for this one because they had signed up last time and the tournament ended up getting canceled.
But you got your money back.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's, I guess it was an annoyance. I don't know.
Yeah, but so this time they advertised it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
They ended up getting 200 some people. Actually,
Social media was very active.
They was right at about 150 when they actually finalized.
I guess it was decent because there was other tournaments going on. A good fight.
And then these ass clowns at Good Fight book a tournament on the same day. That's the type of shit. That's shit that pisses me off about Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. Why do that?
Why did you not say anything about that?
I didn't know that Good Fight was even doing a tournament until like the week before, and then by then it was too late. I was just like, why would you even do that?
How many people went to Good?
I have no idea. Every podium picture I saw had 2 people on the podium, I think. Seemed like to me. I don't know. Maybe they had
This is ridiculous.
But you know, the good news is this, though. It's sort of a good thing that they did do a tournament because that venue was already locked in. They were going to do Grappling Industries there at that venue. They did it no matter what. And I can't imagine having any more people in that building.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a debacle.
It would have.
That would have been a debacle.
And I think you said that they had a problem with some referees backing out, so I think that kind of hurt them on. They didn't run as good on their time as I thought they would.
Yeah, and what they're used to, just from talking to them, they're used to, which we still got out of a decent hour.
Yeah, we definitely got out of there much earlier than. Well, I mean, Naga, New Breed, like those. You know, I've been there much later for those tournaments, but there were some guys that waited around a lot longer than they thought they were going to have to.
Well, I've been to New Breed. New Breed usually has about 200 to 300 competitors, and I've been to the New Breeds, and I'm there till the end of damn ass. Okay, I was out of there, and we lollygagged around a little bit, and I was out of there at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was happy, and people, this is what you got to think about. This is all I care about. I mean, at the end of the day, all the little Rudy Poo cactus ass bullshit, I could care less. Okay, what I care about is, did my people get a lot of matches? My girl Amanda, she did.
They got so
8 matches.
She got 9 matches. She got 9 matches. Some of the other one of my white belts, he only did his gi division. He got 5 matches. Okay, or so he got 6. I mean, everybody that was there got matches. All I care about is, do my people get matches? Do they get mat time? I care about the cost. It was cheaper. Okay, I care about getting out at a decent hour, and we did. And those are if you can do them 3 things, I can put up with just about anything else. If your referees are a little bit off, I can live with that. Just the next time, bring the 18.
And it was nice too, like knowing ahead of time, like what mat are you gonna be on? Because I hate going to new breed and you can't hear fucking shit they're saying on the intercom. I don't know what they're announcing. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. It's annoying. So it was not, even though they ended up, I think they changed Amanda's mat, but they announced it pretty good. But most of her matches were on the mat they were supposed to be on. So.
And I can live with all that stuff.
Wait, so with refereeing, do you think that it should be local referees, or do you think that they should travel with their own set of referees?
I think personally, on the referee end, I think Naga and IBJJF has the best referee system. They bring their referees with them.
I will agree with that, but then why is everything run slower? When we went to IBJJF, there were at least 5 mats at one time that were not being used. Referees were standing around doing nothing.
I don't know what the problem is with IBJJF. I don't know the logistics of how they run their operation. Something seems to have been off the last 2 years. The IBJJF Charlotte, the last one, and that last IBJJF Atlanta.
I feel like it's their Matt, the little person that wears the number. I feel like
what they call
the runners,
the coordinator,
the mat coordinators.
Yeah,
you think so?
I think it's them. Because sometimes we saw them like they're all fucking off and lollygagging. I mean, if there's nobody at the mat.
Hold on. You know what I think? I think grappling industry system, if it was used by the IBJJF with the number of refs they have and with their setups, and this is what I mean. At grappling industries, you know what mat you're going to be on. Okay. It tells you mat 6, mat 7, mat 5, or whatever. At IBJJF, it doesn't tell you the mat unless you're looking on your phone after the fact. I think that if they had
no, they did at Atlanta. They had
some of them. They had
it listed.
They had it listed where?
On the blue board on the television screen.
Okay, well then that's my point. I think they should take the mat coordinators out. I think that's what throws it off.
And the problem is that there's 2 sets of television. Do you remember that? There was a set when you check in, and then there was the set at that big table. And the
problem if you take the mat coordinators out is people don't know when to walk out there to the mat, because IBJJF has you where you don't just walk through the barrier. You don't just duck under the rope and walk to the mat. You gotta go through the weigh-in, the checking of your gi. You can't they can't let you run around all willy-nilly.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Do they have that at grappling industries?
No.
So, well, they don't check your gi.
They don't check gis.
They don't do all that.
Yeah,
you already
weigh in before.
Weigh in ahead of time, so they don't have to worry about you.
Well, that's why it runs smoother then.
Yeah, that weighing and then step, that really throws things off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, that's the IBJJF.
You're going to Worlds, you're going to IBJJF.
Yeah, you're gonna make everything official with checking the gis and the weights and
Which I guess it's nice because, and I saw somebody with a gi like this at Grappling Industries. It pisses me off when people wear capri pants to compete. You're a cheater.
You can't make grips on their pants leg.
Especially, it's always like the long-legged ones. They love to wear fucking capri pants so that you can't get their ankles to get their legs out of the way to pass their guard.
Yeah.
With the cheaterest shit I've ever seen.
No more capri pants.
No more capri pants in jiu-jitsu.
God has said no more capri pants. This shit's fucking. What else is on our agenda?
Are we done with refereeing?
So you want to talk about the refereeing more? I mean, you did a good job. It seems like the mat was running very well.
I thought I did a good job. I've reffed before in other sports. I've reffed in wrestling.
So,
although you did make one of our teammates lose, whatever. I guess you were a fair.
Which one?
Ref. Amanda.
What do you do? Oh, with the ref's decision?
The ref's decision away.
Hey, I just felt
good
like.
Good job for being a fair ref, I guess.
I felt like the other girl pushed the pace a little bit more. It was a close match. I mean, it was.
Which I was surprised that they had you reffing matches
your
for your
own
students, because I feel like when I was at IBJJF Charlotte and Chico was a ref, I feel like when I came out there for matches, they took him off the mat and they switched him out because I was check match.
So
I don't know if that was on purpose, but I just noticed that. You never reffed any of my matches.
You bring up a good point, and I was going to ask you this: is what did you feel going into it when you were asked to referee, and then you were also expected to coach? Is there a point where you say you have to give up coaching for the greater good because obviously they couldn't get their shit together and get enough reps at the time? What's going through your mind at that time?
Well, the night before, I was talking to Nicole and I was racking my brains trying to decide if I was actually going to ref or not.
I actually woke up the next morning and I was like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Well, we had that conversation Friday roll too.
Yeah. And I was really stressing about it, and I was really leaning towards I need to coach my people. Then and what was making me lean towards it, I'll be honest with you, if it had been Nicole and Kenny and Eddie and Pacheco and Derek, some of the people who've been more experienced, that's been with me for a long time, in a small local tournament like that, I've never been faced with that. I've never been asked to referee. But thinking on it, I was like, you know what? If it was them, I would just go ahead and referee because they can fend for their own and they're good. They know what they're doing. I'm actually there more for moral support, I feel like, some of the time. But I was thinking on this tournament, I have a lot of white belts. I have 2 new blue belts who really theoretically could still be white belts, if I'd kept them there. And it was.
Explain what you mean by that.
Well, because
they're just brand new blue belts.
Yeah. I mean, Amanda and Jordan, I promoted them to blue. I promoted them early because I felt like their physical traits, once they caught on to the game of jiu-jitsu, once they just got in the rhythm of moving and the grips, I felt like with their physical attributes, because Amanda's so strong and Jordan's so strong, he's so athletic, he's got great cardio, I felt like they could enforce their will at the white belt level and just do whatever they wanted to people. So I promoted them to blue. They was past the IBJJF time frame.
They can make dumb mistakes at white belt
and get away with it. So I went ahead and put them in blues. But theoretically, right now, they could still be in the white belt. And sometimes I do that. It just depends on the athlete, the practitioner, where we're at in the room. Their practice partners, a lot figures into it in a promotion. So, but again, going back to the refereeing, I was kicking myself in the butt on what I should do. And I literally thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to go there in the morning and I'm going to tell them that I'm not going to ref because I need to coach my people because they're so young. There's just too many white belts and there's 2 new blue belts. I need to be there in the corner. Then I thought about it. That morning I woke up and I said, you know what? I got a weird feeling Nicole and Kenny are going to show up. They're brown belts. And to me, when I put you in a brown belt, I feel like your game is going in the direction it needs to be going. I feel like you know all the techniques I'm going to teach you. I feel like you're getting close to being one of my peers. But I think that then it becomes, what do you do for the sport? What do you do for the team? What do you do as far as, are you able to teach? Are you able to coach? Are you able to lead? Are you able to instruct? Are you able to recognize what others are doing? Because you're getting ready to go into a black belt. And whether you have your own school or not, your responsibilities here at the school are going to change. And I felt like this was a great opportunity for Kenny and Nicole to step in and take that role. And I felt like it was a great opportunity for my team to gel and bond together. And for them white belts to get out there and say, man, I don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm out here by myself, and holy shit, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm out here and I got to figure this thing out on my own. Mm-hmm. Because there's no doubt in my mind, I could have coached, and I know I could have gotten at least one win out of each, one extra win out of each one of the competitors. I could have sat there and strategized and told them, okay, don't move here, just sit there and wait. Okay, score your takedown. Or heavy hands, push, pull, make them get score the takedown, hold them, play position. I could have done that. I know I could have done that, but I didn't want that to happen. I wanted Nicole and Kenny to get used to coaching and leading, and I wanted them to get out there and figure out their problems on their own. And I couldn't have been happier with the way it went for us. I mean, we lost probably more matches at this tournament this past weekend than I've lost in the last 3 years as a coach with Checkmate Charlotte and Renegade. And I mean, it was tough.
Right.
No, don't apologize. But because what I saw Kenny and Nicole getting out there and taking charge. And then the biggest thing I wanted to see out of them was them giving positive feedback after the matches. And that's what I saw. And being encouraging while they're in the corner, and seeing the team support the team, and seeing everybody go out there and give it their all. And that was more important to me than anything. So I felt like I made the right decision.
So when you're placing somebody from brown to black belt, do you personally take into account their coaching abilities as well as their skills on the mat? What's the criteria for you to promote someone to black belt and then expect them to do coaching like Nicole and Kenny had to do this weekend?
Well, the great thing about that question is I can only give you what my expectations are when they're in the brown belt, because I've never promoted anyone to black belt yet. I don't have any, huh? Shut up. I don't have any black belts underneath me yet. Obviously, because they're in a brown, Kenny, Nicole, and Eddie are going to be black belts eventually. And they're all three in different, they're in different worlds.
We're so different.
They're so different. I mean, just being honest
You couldn't ask
with
for
you.
3 different brown belts.
Yeah, just being honest with you, Eddie's going to go from brown to black off of a timing thing, just because he's been doing it so long.
Mm-hmm.
He could have shit jiu-jitsu for some reason for the next year or two. He's going to black belt. Okay, right now he's been doing jiu-jitsu for 13 years, something like that, 12, 13 years. I mean, that's a long freaking time. That's more than some of the black belts in Charlotte have already, and he's only 20 years old. So he's going to black belt, and his learning curve, his journey, unfortunately for him, is going to be in the black. Nicole.
Yeah, he'll be able.
What?
It's not an issue of if, it's when. He's going to pick it up. He's going to eventually.
Why do you say the journey is going to be tough at black for him?
Well, because he's also going to be competing. He'll be competing at black adult.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to get to a black belt, and that's when his hard mistakes are going to be learned.
Yes.
Because he's going to be a competition black belt.
It's tough for Eddie to pay for his mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does a lot.
He gets away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's the learning curve that we were just talking about. You know, for my new white belts who've never wrestled, never done jiu-jitsu, never done judo, their learning curves on the white belt. Okay, but you take a kid like Aaron Wyatt, who trains here, he just got deployed. But you take Aaron, for example, Aaron wrestled all of his life. There's no doubt in my mind if he'd stepped out on that mat Saturday, he would have beat the shit out of some white belt.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have made some really dumb mistakes doing it. But they wouldn't have been able to make him pay for it. Nicole over here, I'll be completely honest with you right now. I don't think I've ever seen Nicole lose a match because of mistakes she made. Mistakes, literal mistakes out on the mat until you lost that match in Atlanta.
That was probably one of the first matches that comes to my mind that I got.
That was an energy thing, though.
Well,
No.
it wasn't
No,
an energy thing. It was
No.
really dumb mistakes that I made.
And she's made those mistakes before, but they don't make her pay for them.
Yeah, nobody ever makes. I
Nobody
can get
ever
away
makes
with it. Which I did. There was a point where I did make a conscious decision to do something really lazy because I was
tired.
I was frustrated, and I did do something.
Wait,
really
you said
stupid.
tired and you said frustrated.
Well,
When you're tired, you're frustrated.
I get pouty.
She gets pouty.
I get pouty.
But back to the brown belt, black belt thing, and I won't spend a whole lot more time on this, but
Well,
the three of them are different. And I think Nicole of the three is probably the most likely to really step into a coaching leadership role immediately. I think Eddie, when he gets his black belt, will probably spend his first couple years playing around competitively. I think Nicole, she's already teaching classes. She's already becoming a mentor. Kenny, on the other hand, whether he wants to admit it or not, is a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger, and he's going to get his black belt.
I'm sure he would be more than happy to admit that he's a gunslinger.
Yeah, he's going to get his black belt, and his black belt is going to be run and gun, compete when he wants to, have some fun being here, and one day he might buckle down and do a school. But at the same time, all three of them still have to embrace the fact of leadership and being a mentor and how to coach and how to teach and how to show and how to direct. That plays a part in the brown belt, but each one of them has it's magnified a little bit different for each one, if that makes sense.
So I want to bring up one last thing on this topic is what you said on our drive, is the learning belt.
Yeah.
Can you explain your thought process behind what you decide the learning belt is for someone?
Well, it's just like I said, going back to Aaron, and what I said exactly was the learning curve. Everybody has a belt where their journey is made, where that learning curve really, the art gets steep, and they got to make a difference. They got to make a change. Things have to really start coming together. They can't rely on their athleticism. They can't rely on their strength. They have to make a conscientious decision. I feel like to take to the coaching and broaden their technique and try to do some things different. With a kid like Aaron, again, he had such an extensive wrestling background. At white belt, he's he's the big dog. At 2 months, 3 months of training, he's going to be able to run through a lot of white belts, most white belts, just about all the white belts. Even when he gets his blue belt, he could still be in that situation. And I've had people like it. Rob Tate. Rob Tate was a perfect example. He was a 2-time state wrestling champion, 2-time NCAA national qualifier, Fargo All-American. And at the end of the day, he's literally been on playtime at white belt and blue belt. He never really had to pay for anything. He never had to embrace the technique until he got to purple.
So doesn't the IBJJF have a standard of anybody that's competed at collegiate wrestling that they have to come in at a certain belt or higher?
I don't know.
I think they have to be at a blue belt.
I don't know.
If they've competed in high level wrestling, they will not let you compete at
Or
white belt.
I think that's.
But then again, it gets into how you improve it.
I guess if somebody finds out one of your opponents and they whine about it, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I think the IBJJF.
That's exactly.
The IBJJF hates wrestlers, and I think everything that they do is to put wrestlers at disadvantage.
Well,
weighing in right before you step on the mat, like I swear, everything they do.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Is to cut down the fact that wrestlers can dominate the sport.
What do you think about that? You're a wrestler.
I don't think it's any secret that having a significant amount of wrestling can be greatly, greatly beneficial. Anyone who says anything different is an ass clown. They're a liar. They're lying. Now, is a wrestler just going to step out onto the mat and go beat Buchecha? No, that's not what that means.
No.
But at the same time, to try to say that an NCAA collegiate wrestler, Division I or Division II or Division III, with even a year of competition or 2 years of competition. I didn't say they had to be an All-American, but to say that they're going to step out on the mat in the white belt and the white belts are going to submit them because they know jiu-jitsu, that's not happening. To say that they're going to step out on the mat and smash white belts, that's a lot more likely.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's just my take on it. And to be honest with you, especially collegiate wrestlers, that they can probably do that at white and blue belt.
Yeah.
And it's just a fact. I mean, is there somebody in the world that can beat them at blue belt? Probably, but there's not very many. I mean, it's just the truth. They're breaking into the top 20% of blue belt.
I think having even though I never ever wrestled it until I started learning, until I started training with him. But all of my wrestling was what I learned through him for MMA. But when I started doing jiu-jitsu and a gi and I started going to tournaments, like that tiny bit of wrestling is what probably carried me through my white and blue belt.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big advantage. I mean, that's, like you look at our guys, our white belts, and again, they took some beatings this weekend, but on their feet, they were doing very good. They were doing very good. And they're just going to get better because I'm going to keep pushing the wrestling. I'm not pushing and forcing the spider dookie guard. We're going to take you down. We're going to drop you on your head, and we're going to put some wrestling pressure and hips on you, and we're going to see what gives. If the spider dookie guard is better, then it's just better. But you're going to have to make a believer out of me because I just got to see it. Okay.
Look, I need Ed to start coming to night class so that me and him can start wrestling with each other because I feel like he's kind of interested in it. And I know that he was trying to wrestle his opponents, and I don't know if it was a huge coincidence or if he subconsciously listened to me during the match and didn't realize it. But at one point, I yelled at him to club the guy's head because he was trying to, go for a takeout.
And you knew what that meant.
And he immediately clubbed the guy's head and then shot in. I was like, ugh. And then I came in here on Monday night, and his children were in here doing the children's class. But he was like, hey, when you say club the head, what did you mean? I'm like, what do you mean what do I mean? You did it. You did it.
I have white belt wrestlers.
Hey, Ed, by the way, where have you been every day this morning?
Recovering, probably.
Every week this morning.
Every week this morning. every morning this week. Whatever.
So what else we got, guys? What else we got on the cast?
Well, we got UFC that we want to talk about.
Charlotte flashback of the week.
We do want to talk about UFC. They're screwing the man John Jones, and this is bullshit, people. This is bullshit.
Do you like John Jones?
Yes, I like John Jones. Johnny's the man. Johnny is the greatest fighter that has ever lived. Period. End of story. I don't care.
Voice of God disagrees.
The voice of God is an ass clown. Listen.
The voice of God is wrong.
Thank you. Johnny Jones is the man. Bones Jones. Tell me why anyone on the face of this earth would be excited about Johnny Bones Jones losing his damn MMA license and such a unfair fine being placed upon him. What was it, $250,000?
So I haven't heard about any of this.
He
lost his license.
You want to play by the rules to be a professional athlete and be called
listen to the voice.
And be considered the greatest of all time.
Listen to the voice. What the hell's going on?
Look, they're all doing it. They just don't all get caught.
Not true.
Oh, bullshit. Come on, man. Are you serious?
With the exception of DC and the Diaz brothers,
they're
all on steroids.
They have a WADA-style program in place. And Jeff Nowitzki is got it
Jeff
down.
Nowitzki is an ass clown. How do you take pictures and hang out with Brock Lesnar and do it with a straight face and then come down on John Jones?
Don't fucking hate on Brock.
I love Brock.
Oh, you're not gonna hate on Brock, but you're gonna hate on John Jones.
I love John Jones, and I think he could have been the.
He is. What do you mean could have been?
Because he fucked up outside of the cage.
What does that have to do with how good of a fighter he is?
So is Michael Jackson not the greatest pop singer to ever live?
No.
Oh my God.
What the fuck? What kind of people are you hired to do things around here?
What? What are you talking about, man?
We need a new God.
We need a new God up here, man. Dude, what are you talking about? Wait a minute. You're telling me that John Jones is not the greatest MMA fighter that's ever lived?
No.
I hope we get
He's never been beat.
I can name 2 other people that have never been beat.
Who?
I believe Khabib. No, I can't even say
Khabib Nurmagomedov?
Never.
Khabib and let's say
who?
I mean, Mighty Mouse is up there.
Mighty Mouse has been beat.
He's been beat.
We can't count Mighty Mouse because he is in such an underdeveloped division.
Thank you. He weighs 120 nothing pounds, sir.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, bull butter. John Bones Jones is the man, and you know it.
No.
John Bones Jones is the man. Say it.
He's a great fighter.
Say it with me.
But if you can't hold your shit off the mat and off the cage.
So are you gonna say that Anderson Silva isn't one of the greatest fighters of all times because he just recently?
No, he was. He was honestly one of the.
Steroids?
He got popped.
He got popped. Yeah, but he hasn't fought in a while.
Oh.
Does that make him not one of the greatest fighters of all
He
time?
didn't get caught.
Oh, he did get caught.
He did get caught. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
That's true.
Yes, he did. He stole the victory from my man Nick Diaz.
Even though he's 40 fucking years old,
okay.
We let that man take some steroids.
Can he take some damn steroids, please? He's 44 years old. Or can he take some juice?
Yes.
40.
Okay, then. My God.
44 by now.
And John Jones didn't take steroids, by the way. He took a dick pill.
You remember we went over this because he snorts so much blow that he can't get it up. He had to take a dick pill from the convenience store.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
It is a hell of a drug.
Oh my God! All right, well, we can agree to disagree on this. Hey guys, I got a really cool message. John Cocavitas from Fight Lab wants to come on to the show.
Ooh!
And this will be before Fight Lab 58, so we're gonna get him scheduled in here. You know what we need to do?
Do I get kicked out when you have guests?
No, actually, we're gonna pull the desk out this way and put that chair
Do we have more
over
microphones?
here. And we'll kick the voice of God out. That's what we're gonna do.
No, we're not gonna kick out the
We're
voice
kicking
of God.
the voice of God out, man.
You already kicked him off the camera.
Admit that John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world.
No.
At least he's,
We need a new voice.
And you know it.
at least he's not a pushover.
Who's the greatest fighter in the world? Then?
Yes, please tell me.
Who's the
If
greatest
you say
fighter?
Mighty Mouse,
Wait,
I'm
wait.
coming
Who's
over
the
fucking
greatest
face. I swear to
fighter?
God.
Who is the greatest fighter that has ever lived?
Ever lived?
Ever lived?
Muhammad Ali.
What do we?
MMA. Who's the greatest MMA fighter? Fuck.
Oh, you made my head hurt.
Do you not agree with that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Then you and God disagree.
Muhammad Ali could not beat John Bones Jones.
Didn't say you could.
They're the same size.
Different sports. You know as well as I do. If
Who is the greatest MMA
Yeah, who's the
fighter?
greatest
in your
MMA
mind?
fighter of all time? You don't even have an. See, you're like. You know what? You know who you are. You know who you are.
No.
You're one of them big walruses on CNN who complains about the gun control laws, but then you ask them, well, what do you want done? And then they go,
Well, okay, tell me why you think John Jones is the greatest UFC
he's
fighter
never
of all time.
been beat.
I can tell you why right now. He took down Daniel Cormier. That's why.
He took down. Wait a minute. He took down Daniel Cormier, and he submitted Vitor Belfort, who was a Carlson Gracie black belt. Now, if you're going to tell me that that doesn't carry major weight, combined with the fact that he's never been beat, combined with the fact that he has beaten every contender has been put in front of him. If you're going to tell me that that is not proof enough that he is the greatest, and I do mean the greatest
His
that's
parents
ever lived.
should take their eggs and sperm and freeze them, and we should use them for like military or something. Because have you seen his brothers?
Hmm?
Fuck.
His brothers playing pro football should be proof to you that he's the greatest fighter.
Spartan sperm.
Spartan sperm.
.com.
They should sell it.
Spartan
sperm.
They should
Actually-
sell this shit.
Actually,
fucking
I'm
idea.
look. I'm just saying. I think that my sperm could probably be sold as Spartan sperm as well. We'll see. I've got proof. I'm pretty sure
We
that
got some up and comers. We
We
got
got
to see
some
how
up-
they do.
we got some up and comers coming in the Allen family, and I'm pretty sure that my genes could probably be sold as Spartan sperm. SpartanSperm.com, ladies and gentlemen. We put the Spartan
In the sperm.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I love it. But
God.
you ain't getting off the hook. John Jones is the greatest fighter to ever live. And
Fuck. So what's the Charlotte flashback of the week? Fight Lab #1. I was probably in fucking high school. Didn't even know what MMA was when this happened.
Fight Lab 1. Fight Lab 1.
What year was this?
This was 2009.
Okay, I wasn't.
I want to say Jenny Yum scores a knockout. That was ridiculous. Now, we obviously
13 seconds, right?
13 seconds. We don't have footage that we can put up because the voice of God is slack ass when it comes to some of this stuff he's supposed to be doing. And we can't put the video up for you, but if you get a chance, look it up. Jenny Yum knockout Fight Lab 1
Why do I
at
feel like
the
we
Grady
talked about
Cole
this
Center.
already?
Now,
We talked about Jenny
we
Young.
talked about
We-
Jenny Young.
We haven't talked about the
Who
fight.
did she knock out? Is this a her?
Amanda something.
Man, I don't remember. who
Y'all
it was.
had a female fight on your very first fight.
On our very first
That's
fight.
amazing.
That right
Because
there.
I couldn't pay you motherfuckers hardly to get female fights on your cards. You always
I'll
never.
find the hold on.
Boo.
Oh,
Conflict
shit.
was the leading.
What? You know, I just realized what you're going to say, and I hope you're not going to say what I think you're going to say, but go ahead.
it was Kristen Troll.
Oh, never
What
mind.
did you say? Oh
What do
shit!
you think I was gonna say?
I thought you was going to say something else.
Like we weren't recording.
No, I thought you was going to say that she knocked somebody else out.
Don't start.
Because the girl she knocked out, never mind.
Anyway, who? I don't know these people. I don't even know who these people are.
13 seconds. Jenny Young knocks out Kristen
So
Troll.
what weight class was this?
125, 115.
It was 125, I believe.
125. And not only did she knock Kristen Troll out,
knocked her into next week.
But I don't know Kristen, but hats off to her for being a warrior and
yes.
stepping in there. But
I believe that fight was taken on short notice.
She scored a knockout victory for women's female fighting, because when she did that woke us up to the fact that we needed to make an effort to get women's fights. And unlike smartass over here says, who thinks we can just say yabble dabble, throw some pixie dust in the air, and women jump out of the damn woodwork to fight. It doesn't go that way. It was tough to find female fighters.
I should know that because, like I said, we were talking about with Keith. I tried to help you find an opponent for Erica one time, and I swear to God, I messaged every 135, 145 pound fighter on the fucking East Coast, like on Facebook. I was like stalking people on Facebook, like sending them messages. For Fight
Lab?
Yeah, trying to help him find Erica an opponent. Like I was messaging people, like they probably thought I was a freaking weirdo, like trying to get her somebody, and I was unsuccessful. He found somebody finally.
It was tough finding female fighters, man. To get any, the one, I think the thing that makes finding female fighters the hardest, and I don't think the trainers would ever admit this, but as a matchmaker, and I've done a lot, the trainers tend to be a lot more protective of the female fighter. I can call a trainer up tomorrow and say, hey man, you got a 135 pound fighter that'll fight this Saturday or in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay, which is short notice. But it's a reasonable time. It's short, but it's reasonable. And if they say no, then I know they don't have one. They don't have one. They just don't have one. They don't have anybody in the gym that's significantly even close to ready.
No means.
But what?
Isn't that what no means?
No, that's not what no means. Because on the flip side, that's what I was about to say. With female fighters, I could be sitting there looking on Facebook at their fighter, female, talking about she's ready to go, she's been training, blah, 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 blah. And I could ask the trainer, and man, it could range from, well, let me talk to her, to 1,000 questions about the opponent, what color underwear they wear, what kind of hairspray they use, what's their record, what's this, what's that, which that's doing your due diligence. But at the same time, then it can go to, okay, the records are similar, the skill set is close, and they still are hesitant to do it because they're very protective of their female. And I can relate that to a certain degree.
Well, I think that also another problem is because most, and this is just from my own experience with women that I have fought myself, most of their trainers are their husbands or boyfriends.
Yes.
Which it is a whole nother
or father-in-law.
A whole nother set of problems in its own, because then they have an inability to point out that person's mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like I've fought women and I've beat women, and then they want to argue with, whatever the decision or the fight, or they think they lost, and their husband or boyfriend trainer standing behind them say, yeah, baby, you totally won that fight, because they're unable to say, no, here was your mistakes. So I think that's a problem. Like I don't think I would ever, I would never let Eddie train me at something.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Although I feel like he would probably be pretty good at telling me what my mistakes are. He doesn't have a problem with telling me when I fuck up in jiu-jitsu, but
yeah, that is true. I mean,
yeah.
But I can sort of, well, no, you know what? I can't relate, because with all of my fighters, whether it was her or Tiffany or Hannah, I mean, if I was training you, either I felt like you was ready, or you better be ready. If you're telling me you want to fight,
you'll be ready to go at any time.
But one of my old fighters, Ricky Rainey, used to tell all of the young fighters that would come in the room, don't tell Brad you want to fight. Just don't say it. Because he will put you in a fight. And I knew who was training and who wasn't training, but at the same time, if you're in my gym and you're perpetrating like you want to be a UFC fighter, but we're going to find out. Mm-hmm. We got to find out, so I'm going to put you on a card. But most
I'm
trainers,
not sure I ever told him I wanted to fight. He just would get him.
Yeah, most trainers don't think that, especially with females. Anyways, so what else we got on there? What's our next subject?
Well, I mean, this one can go for hours. Do you want to jump into gun control?
Oh man, God,
What now?
what are we doing?
Fucking up, obviously.
Somebody tell me
Hey, did
something.
you see that? God dang it! I should kick myself. I knew we were talking about this tonight. I would have saved it. Somebody on my Facebook shared this video. Did you see that little kid they were using as their like little fucking poster boy from the Parkland, the school shooting in Florida? He was one of the students, and at first it came out that he was like some kind of crisis actor, and that got debunked, and he was actually a student from the school. But all these,
Really?
yeah, where have you been? You're reading this? So I guess he was on, some show talking about
How
how,
do you get into crisis acting?
I don't know, not my thing. I haven't looked into it, but every time something like this happens, these conspiracy theories come out about these crisis actors. But so they thought he was one of them. But so he's actually a student, I suppose, at the school, and I guess they had him on some shows, and he was talking about his views on gun control or what they should or shouldn't do. And this guy was talking about how we shouldn't argue with children, like letting children like him come on these news shows and have a voice is sort of what is wrong with what's going wrong, because we're letting children dictate what we should or shouldn't be doing, or we're arguing with our kids when we should just say no and discipline them.
God says this is just part of the pussification of America.
Well, I mean, I guess, I see where in a closed-minded way he would come up with that idea, but at the same time, then make some responsible fucking decisions.
Well, he was a lot more eloquent about how he put it than me, but I just think it's kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of fucked up to think about it this way, but it's kind of funny. I've seen the memes about this. 2 weeks ago, these fuckers were eating Tide Pods, and now they're just deciding gun control laws. Like this generation doesn't have their shit together any more than
any other generation.
That's true. I mean, that's true.
That's true. Disagree.
I'm not going to disagree, but at the same time, children aside, because at the end of the day, they're not making any laws. Our government is a clusterfuck. We can't get shit accomplished. we literally can't. If children are getting killed, and that doesn't get immediate results, I'm talking about.
Did you see what Donald Trump did today?
No, what did he do?
In the Senate floor, he said, "You guys are scared of the NRA. Do something, because it's time to fucking do something."
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Did you guys hear about these sheriff deputies that were apparently standing outside the fucking school, not going inside?
Well, also Donald Trump also said that he would go into school without a gun.
Okay, well, he
so
did, but
I mean, you got to take that and weigh it with a grain of salt.
Well,
no, you don't. I know for a fact he would go into that fucking
because he's
school.
retarded.
No, I have proof.
And what are you gonna do when you go in there without a gun?
He's gonna go up there and open up a can of damn whoop ass, or he's gonna get shot. I saw Donald Trump storm the WWE ring when Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin was throwing. You think I'm lying?
No, I saw it too.
Okay. Well, then why do you doubt then that are you telling me that gun, that shooter is scarier than Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Aside from the fact that he said something really stupid, I think it is really unfortunate that these sheriff deputies were outside this school for 6 fucking minutes while these kids were inside getting shot and they weren't doing
I agree
anything.
with that.
I agree with that too.
It's sad.
I agree with that too.
But we don't know the entire story.
Well,
that's true also.
No, but I also read
You only get what the media tells you.
Yeah, but usually that wouldn't be their sort of kind of agenda. But anyway, when the story first came out, I said that, he drove there by a fucking Uber and he's got a duffel bag and a backpack. And then someone from the school watched him walk in with his duffel bag and backpack and knew he didn't go to school there anymore, knew that he got kicked out for disciplinary reasons, and watched him walk in. Like, I feel like this school shooting was such a failure on so many fucking levels that gun control is like the last on the fucking list, because there were so many other chances to stop this that guns didn't have anything to do with.
I agree with that.
That's why we don't have.
But at the same time, let me ask you a question, because I know one of the things that everybody's saying is that the sheriff's department dropped the ball because they had several warnings, they had several interactions, the FBI, blah, blah, blah. But I do want to bring up one point. This is the United States of America. You can't pick someone up because they make a post on YouTube. You can't arrest somebody for being.
Can.
No, you cannot. You cannot arrest somebody for making a post on YouTube.
That's communicating threats, I thought.
It may be, but even if they did, the bond is $500. They get out, they walk out the next day.
Yeah, but they didn't even try. And
but
several people.
They can't.
Because the fight is more costly.
So what is the point in saying if you see somebody that you feel is threatening, then you should speak up?
It's for awareness, and that's it. Correct voice of God. You used to be, military and all that stuff.
Because several people, I guess, were concerned about this guy being a school shooter and brought their concerns up. And what good did it do? So what good is it to bring your concerns up?
It's not.
If they fall on deaf ears.
It's not that it falls on deaf ears. It brings awareness to the law enforcement agencies. And yes, they had awareness. But at the end of the time, awareness doesn't materialize into any form of action unless they break the law. That's just a fact. And everybody, I understand.
So they couldn't go out to his house and talk to him? They couldn't spend 5 minutes of their day?
Hold on, before you guys say anything else. There is a documentary. There's a documentary series on Amazon called Shooters in America. I think you watched it, some of it, Nicole, with me at my house, you and Edward. And one of I think it's the San Bernardino shooter out in California. I may be wrong, but San Bernardino, yeah. That kid, they had called the police when he was in high school that he was in there talking about shooting some shit up. They went to the high school, got him out. They went to his house, sat down with him and his parents. He looked at the cops and was staring at the cop's gun, and the cop said, "What would you do if I gave you?" He said, "Can I hold your gun?" And he said, "What would you do if I gave you my gun?" And he said, "I would shoot this person, I would shoot that person, and I would shoot this person." And the cop said, literally, you could see in his eyes that he was calling out for help. And the cop told him, "If there's anything I can do, call me. Call me. Let me help you."
And they stopped going to check on him.
Hold on, wait a minute.
They stopped going to check on him.
Hold on, wait a minute. He turned 18 years old. He graduated high school. 3 years later. 3 years later. Now think about this, people. Now we're talking about an adult. You can't chase every adult in America that is mentally disturbed, that is a lunatic. You can't keep track of it.
I feel like in a case like that, where it's so very obvious that he has a problem, that's where I think that it should be easier to get someone involuntarily committed.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna just throw this out there because people don't want to bring this up, and when they do bring it up, they think it's a joke. Obesity kills more people in this country than guns do.
Yes.
Are we gonna outlaw forks and spoons?
No.
So,
hell no, I'll tell you that right now.
So what does outlawing, let's take motor vehicle accidents. Motor vehicles kill more people.
Well, I've seen all these people on my social media that live in other countries talking about, there was this mass shooting in United Kingdom or England or wherever, and then they outlawed guns, and there hasn't been any more.
Bullshit. But they have terrorist bombings all the fucking time.
Exactly.
Hey, fuck.
Yeah.
Tell them fuckers to shut the fuck up. When they're America and they're undefeated in world wars, they talk shit.
Oh, God. Don't call us undefeated.
The undefeated world war champions.
Yeah,
and a t-shirt right there.
World wars like this.
What a chance. Can I say that on the podcast?
You did.
Say it all.
You already did.
It's my podcast.
But seriously, there is a problem, and it has to do more with how parents raise their children and with mental health than it has to do with guns. It's so easy to blame it on a fucking inanimate object than it is to take responsibility for how.
Well, that was the guy's other point about that video I was telling you. I forgot. Yes. That was his other point, was this kid was literally blaming everything else except for the things that were the actual problem. Because I don't know if it's this generation thing. I mean, you know, of course, I don't want to see the faults in my own generation, so I don't know what you know everybody was saying our problems were, but I feel like this generation coming up, they like to deflect everything onto somebody else.
They like
They
to
don't want to
deflect.
take responsibility.
They like
for
to
shit.
they like to deflect everything on everyone else.
That's not generational.
That's not a generational. That's a humanity thing.
That is a humanity.
That's a humanity thing. But the problem is this. The problem is this. When you do not have consequences that strike fear into people, they are going to cross the line, especially if they are reaching out for attention.
Okay, so what would a consequence be?
I told you, automatic. If you walk into our school system, if you walk onto school grounds, if you shoot a kid, if you shoot a faculty member, it is automatic death penalty if you are found guilty, or if you plead guilty. You can plead guilty, but you get the death penalty. You can go to trial and be found guilty, and you get the death penalty. And hold on, that death penalty strikes fear into you.
No, it doesn't.
No.
There's people that have been death row for 13 years.
You didn't let me finish. Automatic death penalty under a penalty that will strike fear into someone. I'm not talking about the damn gas chamber. I'm not talking about lethal injection. Everybody laughs when I say this. If you kill 17 kids, then you die by firing squad 17 shots. And it is the judicial process. We need to figure out the legislative laws to make the judicial process quick. Not no 13 years like you just said.
But you're also dealing with
That's because the appeals process, and then you're dealing with people who
don't feel pain the normal way.
Well, first of all, everyone who cries about death penalties.
17 shots may not mean the same thing for somebody.
Well, it's not even that,
they don't
because
understand the pain.
Because we have laws against, dear God forbid, the fucking lethal injection take too long, because that's
okay. Those people don't even get to fucking talk no more. Okay, that's why Big Daddy. That's why Big Daddy. Listen, if Donald Trump can win the damn election, then we can cancel this.
I don't even. How many states even have a firing squad anymore? Probably not any.
But it don't matter if they have. That's what I'm saying. We need to get to it.
Yeah, Texas is probably.
We need to get to it. And as far as what you just said about not feeling pain, okay, you get 17 damn shots. The first one in your pinky toe, the second one in your ankle bone, the third one in the kneecap.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt you because we're talking about instilling fear. Instilling fear and then actually being shot 17 times is two totally different things. If you tell an 18-year-old Marine that he's going to war and that he's possibly going to die, he's already been told in boot camp that he's invincible. So he's going to go to war and he's going to shoot and kill people until he is either stopped or until he comes back home and returns to a normal life. The same thing is going to happen with somebody that is emotionally unstable and does not have the mental faculties to understand the repercussions of their actions and the pain that 17 shots was going to happen.
Yeah,
so they do not comprehend what 17 gunshots is going to do.
I'm not giving a solution that can stop mass shootings. I'm giving you a solution that may deter someone.
I understand.
I think I know what it is.
Hold on, let me finish.
If people are allowed to spank their kids, they're not getting told for that.
Ah, bullshit. If 50 people are planning a mass shooting, what I just said may deter 5 of them. But the other 45, you got to make a believer out of them, and you got to do it, and that might deter the next 10.
Yeah, but most of them are going to kill themselves anyway.
No, okay. Listen, wait a minute. Hold on. No. Let me ask you something. What did this school shooter say? What was the first fucking thing he said once he got arrested?
I don't know.
I'll plead guilty if what?
If I don't get the death penalty?
That sounds like a man that's scared to get the death penalty.
I don't understand why we let that happen, because obviously he's fucking guilty.
Well, speak on what I just said.
Like, why do we have to give plea bargains for people that
voice of God, speak on what I just said.
I can't comment on that because I actually didn't read that part.
Are you calling me a liar? This is like when I tell you John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world. If I say John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world, you should accept that John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world. If I tell you that little Ralphie Rottencrotch that shot up all these damn kids said that if he would plead guilty if you take the death penalty off the table, then you should take my word for it.
All right, so I will.
Why? Because it's my podcast.
I will take.
Yeah,
what
but
you
he is
said.
one in 100 school shooters that doesn't already want to die. Most of them already want to
Dylan
die.
Roof said the same shit. These little fuckers are cowards. They're poontang pies.
And that gets back into how they are raised and the.
Well, we're raised in a
managing-
culture of poontang pies. But you got to make a believer at some damn body's got
That's
to
what I'm saying. You're not allowed to discipline your kids anymore because you'll go to fucking jail.
damn discipline the kids. I'm talking about
So you don't.
shooting some shit up.
You don't think all the.
Yeah, but I'm
videos-
saying these kids don't understand how to accept responsibility or consequences for doing bad things.
And they're not going to. And that's not my job or your job.
Look,
That's their
these-
parents' job.
These kids today can go on liveleak.com and they can watch people get executed. They can watch
Okay.
people get shot in the head. And
Yes.
you see that enough times,
You're desensitized.
you're
You're
desensitized.
desensitized to it. I'm desensitized to a lot of violence. I've seen a lot of violence in my life, but I've got enough damn sense not to go get a damn AR-15 and go walk up in somewhere and
no
shoot
matter
some
how
shit
much
up.
I want to.
That's not the point though. You are an intelligent, rational person that understands
All the time.
the repercussions. Well, I mean, let's take them in a general sense.
These people are sick beyond
Yes,
understanding.
yes.
No,
No, these people are sick
That-
beyond understanding.
they think in their minds that
Yeah.
they can do what they want to do and there won't
And that's-
be any consequences.
That's what we call mental illness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they know if it happens again, okay,
It doesn't.
voice of God, if you go do a school shooting next week
You're talking-
and next week you get automatic death penalty and they can go on live leak like you just said and watch you get shot up 17 times by that damn firing squad, then they'll understand that there is consequences
Oh, no.
for their actions.
Let me tell you right now, it's not the firing squad that would deter them, it's a beheading.
I might actually do it. But
Can
you're,
we do it 17 times?
yes.
I think
Well,
one will-
twice.
One- one will be
You
quite enough.
know what really bothers me
For
about
men,
this conversation?
twice.
Hold on, let me tell you what really bothers me about this conversation. I don't even know
She
why.
got that.
Wait a minute. I don't even know why we're having this conversation.
Because
with
you put it
voice-
on the
hold on,
notes.
with the voice of God. Because you just said that you didn't think that our president, Donald Big Daddy D Trump, would run into that damn building in Florida without his gun. You watched him fucking run in on Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you didn't even accept that as a
Somebody,
logical explanation to this man's bravery, bravado, courage, big balls. He is the ghostest with the mostest. What is your malfunction, sir?
Are you making funny?
how did his hair hold up at WWE?
It was perfectly.
It was perfect.
It did not
He didn't make
it did
not a
not
fucking
move
hair.
at all.
I'd really like to know
Not-
what kind of hair product
Not
he
one
uses.
fucking.
Not a
hair.
hair move. He's a fucking man's man, dude.
I hairspray my
it's
hair every
fine.
morning, and I look like
You're not
fucking
using-
alfalfa.
You're not
by
using the
9
right
a.m.
hair fucking spray.
I
I can
want
tell
to
you
know
that
what
right
the
now.
fuck he is using.
Did you hear what his stupid ass said about the security guards don't love the kids?
Yes.
Poor that. Look. All kidding aside, I don't have any more problem with Donald Trump than I've had with Barack Obama, George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter. To be honest with you, the president I hate the worst is Jimmy Carter because I would come home from school, he interrupted my fucking Scooby-Doo with his damn stupid ass State of the Union addresses, and that son of a bitch can rot in hell. But that's the one I didn't like the most. But I look at Donald Trump and I say, at least he says what's on his fucking mind, and at least I know what I'm getting out of him.
Well,
Okay.
it's because he's not smart enough not to say what's on. I like.
Exactly.
I respect
Exactly.
it to a degree, but I'm like, everybody else at least has enough sense
To censor
to
themselves.
shut the fuck up and let somebody else write their lines for them.
Yeah, but you know what? I would honestly
Brett for president, by the way.
No.
y'all need me as
That's
president. I'll
a
straighten some
big
shit out
fat
for
no.
real.
Can I be your vice president?
Negative.
Who would be your vice president?
Whatever.
Who would be my vice
I would
president?
help you get your presidency.
Honestly, you know who would be if I could pick a vice president. Do you know who my vice president would be?
Gina.
Jeremy Orrell.
Ugh.
No, he'd be your Secretary of Education.
What a
No.
bunch of fucking men.
He would
But
be. He would,
I ain't voting for either one of you.
he would be. Jeremy Orrell would be my vice president.
By the way, when are we going somewhere else to interview other people?
Well, I was getting towards that about
Well,
the John.
maybe when he travels to other gyms.
We did once, and that seems to be our most popular podcast ever. So.
Oh, really? Jeremy Orrell was your most popular?
Yeah, actually.
Actually, it was.
It is.
I mean, I
Whatever. That's just he has more students. It's not fair.
I don't know where you want. Let's go Saturday. Let's go Saturday.
I'm gonna be out of fucking town Saturday.
Well, you went with us going to Jeremy.
Y'all want to come up to Virginia?
What are you doing in Virginia?
She
I
has
have a
seminar.
seminar. Oh, let's talk about
Oh,
that.
that's right. Let's talk about that. Shout it out.
I have my very, very first seminar that I'm doing in Lynchburg, Virginia for the Checkmat up there this weekend.
What are you teaching?
That's fucking business. They'll find out when I get there.
What's the
Shit that has helped me win medals. That's what. I'm
Yeah.
teaching shit that has won me medals at tournaments.
Do you want to hear some funny shit? Let's talk, hold on. Let's talk about
Oh no.
let's talk about ignorance.
Oh god.
Real quick, let's talk about ignorance.
Just stop.
It's ignorance.
This ignorant some bitch, okay,
I gotta
Who
go.
is-
I gotta go. Pee.
has never won. Probably, I bet you Nicole won more medals as her first half a year or first half of being a white belt as this dude. And this guy
White belt for 6 weeks.
told Nicole that he didn't expect her to teach what she's going to be teaching at the her seminar. That if he was paying for a seminar from her, he would be disappointed. And then looked at her and said,
What?
Do you win medals off your back? Talking about her armbar series. People are delusional.
Who said? Can you say who said this?
I'm not gonna say he said it because Nicole get mad and other people get mad, but I personally really don't give a shit. As far as I'm concerned, he come down here and I'll deal with it. But and his whole crew, for that matter. That's just such an insult to her, such an insult to me. But it's bigger than that. People are delusional. Like I had a guy tell me on Facebook of this. He actually made a post about this. Basically, that his 135-pound catch wrestler could beat Buchecha.
Who are we talking about?
And was dead serious. Look, Vernon Kirk was on there. Jason Bever was on there. This guy was serious. Dead serious. 135 pounds.
Against a 200-pound man that can destroy and teleport.
That can wrestle better than his guy, by the way. People are delusional.
People are delusional.
Which all this goes back to the previous 3 subjects we were talking about, and I feel like we should sort of close on this. Gun control. People are delusional. They think that if you ban an inanimate object from people who are mentally unstable, that it's going to stop mentally unstable people from going and getting an illegal gun and doing the exact same thing. That's delusional. Okay.
Yes.
When you think that. When you don't accept that a man that is undefeated, uncontested, has beaten all challengers in their game, and you don't think that he's the greatest MMA fighter that's ever lived, that is delusional. When you
is delusional.
When you don't admit that Big Daddy D Donald Trump, who stormed the WrestleMania ring and took on Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin, 1-on-1 with the great one. That right there, sir, proves that you are delusional, and I salute you.
Do it. Do the whole series. Yeah.
I salute you. We got to get rid of delusional people here in the United States of America.
But you closing.
So I'm sorry, I missed.
What's your closing arguments?
I don't know. I missed that.
Counselor, you have failed to close your argument.
I missed what all you said about my seminar.
We were talking about delusional people.
Blah, blah,
Delusional
blah,
people.
delusional.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a good seminar, damn it.
We would believe that. Are you going to use a lot of foul language like you do on my podcast?
I'm wondering if I should walk in and just be like, did you guys just think of me as the female Kurt Osiander?
You should
and
just
get the
walk in
fuck
there like
over
this
it.
and go,
Yes.
I am the female
Fuck
Kurt
you.
Osiander. Fuck you.
let's roll.
Fuck the kids in here. Fuck everybody.
You know what? We're
Let's
gonna do.
learn some fucking jiu-jitsu.
We're gonna do a technique seminar next week. Me and her. You're gonna tape it, God, and
All right.
we're gonna
We
start it
are?
off. Yeah, and we're gonna start it off.
We need more instructions.
We're gonna technique instructional video. We're gonna start it off, and we're gonna say, let's learn some fucking jiu-jitsu. That's
Wait,
gonna be the lead in.
Can we say the Jiu-Jitsu or the Jiu-Jitsu?
Jiu-Jitsu. Hey, by the way, fix the sign. By the way, it doesn't.
Did they really? They
Okay,
fixed it today?
guys, wait.
They fixed it in less than 12 hours?
I need you guys to stop.
What?
Because I have drove by this sign.
And you
I don't
didn't
know how.
notice it.
No, you guys. Whoever told me that it was out there on that billboard of
Well,
signs or whatever,
Alex
and I
brought it
still
up
have
this
not
morning.
fucking seen it.
Yeah, it's
I
out.
can't
It's
find
out
it.
there.
I look. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Where is
Alex
it at?
wanted it spelled J-E-W-Jitsu.
No, he didn't.
Oh, it was,
That's what he said.
It's what he said.
Jitsu. That's
It was actually
hilarious.
spelled up until this morning. It was spelled J-U-I,
And they fixed it
and
within
they fixed it within
6 hours.
They fixed it within 2 hours. I sent them.
2
I sent them
hours.
the message. Yes.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. High tech signs here in Charlotte, North Carolina, guys. If you have signage needs, get these guys. They're amazing. High tech signs here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
How many
They get-
people did we lose in Jiu-Jitsu?
Nobody so far.
Well, I don't know. What's
Well-
bad is I actually posted that on Instagram too. People's probably laughing their ass off at me.
Regina does not like this view.
Regina doesn't like.
Thank you, Regina Marie. They put baby in the corner. I don't like it either.
She doesn't get to see me.
Yeah, I guess. So, what's your closing arguments, Nicole?
I don't argue. I'm here to keep you guys in line and not argue.
Great fucking job
People-
tonight.
You know what? You held me fucking hostage. I
Voice,
tried to leave, guys. I tried to leave. I apologize, I guess.
voice of God. Do you have any closing statements?
No.
All right. Well, then I guess that is the podcast for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the
Thank you for
fastest we've
joining
ever
us.
finished.
No, it's actually
It's
not.
amazing.
We're right on time. So just for everybody out there, we have tested out some new audio and video tonight. So if you missed any part of the podcast, you can go to the live taped version on YouTube, and the podcast will actually be up later on tonight. If you have any questions, email us at thebreadskitchen@gmail.com. If you want to train Jiu-Jitsu, please come to Checkmate Charlotte, which is where, Brett?
Or
3451 Weston House Boulevard, Suite 5,
are
Charlotte,
you sure
North
that's
Carolina.
right? I think you just gave the wrong address.
I'm pretty sure I
3415.
know my own address.
You sure?
And if you are a woman in Virginia or anywhere else along the Eastern Seaboard
Yeah.
and you want to train Jiu-Jitsu, where should they go, Nicole Hunt?
They should go to the. Hang on. Sorry. Let me pull my face.
Damn, you suck.
Oh, fuck. Y'all didn't tell me. Oh, events.
This is your fault.
Nicole Hunt seminar. It's at it's at Freedom Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm not even sure if this is the correct address because they're in the process of moving. But the address on here is 18805 Forest Road, Lynchburg, Virginia. And it's such a cheap seminar because I'm a cheap date.
How much does it cost to?
It's $15 for checkmate students,
Everybody should be there.
$20 for pre-registration, and $30 to the seminar.
God bless America. Go to Lynchburg, Virginia, and learn some goddamn Jiu-Jitsu.
And you're basically learning from Michael because, I mean, fuck, you know, it came from him. It came from a black belt, guys. I learned straight from a black belt. You're getting black belt jiu-jitsu for so cheap.
Pay and come, or we will find you and take your
You're
students and
getting very
force.
good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Worth a lot more than what you started.
And like I said, it's stuff that's actually worked in competition.
Yeah, she actually wins medals with it.
Yeah.
Proven
Proven jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu. Come out, see Nicole, learn. Join us next
Do
week.
you guys have a charity or anything?
G's for GIs. I mean, that's going to be the big one that we're always going to support. And then anything that you guys want to donate to the Red Circle Foundation to support men and women in the special forces, greatly appreciate it. And I've always supported that charity for a long time. RedCircleFoundation.org. Jump on there, buy you a Red Friday t-shirt, and look good. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.